Hi everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seat of My Plants, and I just want to show you I have a zucchini coming in right here, and the flower hasn't opened, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to get this pollinated. So this one here with the zucchini on it, that is the female. This one here doesn't have a zucchini starting, that is the male. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this male. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So I can get that pollen. And the female, I'm going to go ahead and open her up. Hang on. Okay, that's the female. And this is the male. If I see any kind of pollen on the leaves, I want to rub it on there. But this is where the pollen is on the male. And you just want to rub it onto the female. I'm going to go look to see if on my other plant, if I have another male flower that's already open. And I have 2 more zucchinis, but they're not even close to being... Oh, actually, there's 3 more. 4 more. They're not ready to be pollinated yet. So, hang on, I'm going to go to another plant. Okay, this was from another zucchini plant, so this one was almost ready to open. There's a lot of pollen I'm getting on my finger. Wipe it on there. Okay, that one has a lot of pollen on there, so I will get a zucchini. And the reason why I'm doing this is I have a very big lack of bees this year, and I don't know what's going on, but if you want to get zucchinis, you're going to have to self-pollinate. So you're going to have to find a male flower and make sure that you pollinate the female flower. Get that pollen on there. So that one's going to be good. So every morning, you know, I got to keep watching for when the male flowers open. I have several male flowers here. I have several female flowers on here too. So, which is really odd for me. Every year I usually get the male flowers and not a whole lot of female. This year, these plants, I'm getting quite a few males, which makes me very happy, as long as they get pollinated. So tomorrow morning, I'll be watching, for these to open up. And I got another zucchini plant on the other side that I'll be watching that has some female and male flowers on it. So, just letting you know, you definitely have to pollinate your zucchini to get zucchini. Okay, and then the tomato plants. They are self-pollinating. The only thing you really, might want to do is, gently go like this so that pollen drops down. Because the tomato flower has the male and female in it. And you just have to, and a lot of times the wind will do this. But if you're like growing in a greenhouse or where there's not a lot of wind, then you kind of want to definitely shake your plants, tomato plants, to get that pollen to drop. So the other plant are the cucumbers. I'm going to go over there. Okay, so these are my muncher cucumbers, which are self-pollinating, so I really don't have to worry about that. These are still growing, so I don't see any flowers on them. But the nice thing, if you are low on pollinators, and this year I am. I don't know where they're at. But anyhow, those are self-pollinating. Now on this side, I have my Marketmore 76. They are not self-pollinating. So I don't know how these are going to do because I need some pollinators. I don't know where they're at. So anyhow, Marketmore 76, they do need pollinators, or you have to self-pollinate. And so I highly suggest whatever you planted in your garden, look it up, the seed that you planted, to see if they are self-pollinating or not. The other plant that is self-pollinating is eggplant. So I'm not too worried about those. And I've been getting a lot of peppers. I'll take you over and show you that. This is the purple bell, and they're doing just beautiful. So I'm going to look that up. I don't know if it needs pollinators or not, but I'm getting a lot of peppers. So I'm going to say no. Okay, so the peppers, they do have the male and female in their flower, so you don't need to manually pollinate them. Of course, they could still cross-pollinate, if a bee goes from one flower to the next. So saving seeds, you might want to watch for that, but anyhow, they are self-pollinating. I got some really nice peppers going on. Let me move this back a little. Yeah, here's these peppers. Look how beautiful they are. Now this one is a golden bell pepper, so this will turn yellow if you let it. You could still eat it, and it's still good even if it's green. And here is the eggplant, and those are self-pollinating as well, so I don't have to worry about pollinating them. Okay, so here is the Kajari melon, and these do need help with pollinating. So, I don't have any flowers yet, they're still growing. But definitely your zucchini, your squash will need to be pollinated. Oh, look at a little ladybug. Oh, that makes me happy. So that is the female right there. You can see that squash there, and I have a couple of those, and I do have the male flowers too, so I'll be watching that. Hey, little guy. Oh, that makes me happy. And the tomatoes, you know, just give them a little shake. And with our temperatures, some of the blossoms might just drop because of the heat. I got to get in there, but we had rain again last night, not for long though. And yeah, this one needs attention. So I'm going to be cutting all those lower leaves off. And try to clean your cutting utensils in between cuttings from plant to plant, just to make sure you're not transferring anything to another plant. So I got to get in here and trim a bunch. And actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. So I just got some hydrogen peroxide in here. And I am going to cut these lower leaves. Cutting these all off, and I am not throwing them on the ground next to the plant. I'm going to actually throw them outside of the garden and collect those later and put them in my burn pile. And I'm just going to wipe off these blades. I don't know if it's a proven fact that you have to do that, but I'm doing it. Okay, so I have another one over here. Just cutting the lower leaves off. And then that one that's really affected back there. Move the camera and not make you dizzy. Okay, so I did trim all the lower branches. Some of them I did leave the sucker on, like this one here. And the sucker you'll find, it's in the center, it's like in the armpit. So there was a branch coming out here with no blossoms on it, and then here's a sucker. That sucker can turn into another tomato plant. Some people don't like them, they cut them all off. You can. On the bottom, typically I will take out the suckers, and as you can see now, these are all trimmed. I should get that one leaf there, but anyhow. So these are looking good. I want to show you something else. If you notice this on your tomato plants, if you could see this here, those are roots. Excuse me, it's not a disease or anything like that. They're like air roots from the moisture, so don't be alarmed at that. And because the tomato plant will form roots, all these little hairs can turn into roots on a tomato plant. So that there is roots. It is not a disease, nothing wrong with it. But anyhow, so hopefully that helps them a lot. I know it'll help them. Now they have a lot of air circulation. They still have a lot of growing to do. And we have rain coming in tonight. Anyhow. And I have to get in here and weed, but it's still wet. We had rain yesterday in the evening. And it rained pretty heavy for like 9 minutes. And I'm still trying to find my vintage wine. Different plants that I have. So this one's Mr. Stripey. This one is Orange Jazz. This one is a San Marzano. And this is another Orange Jazz. The Orange Jazz is looking really good. It's my first time trying it. Ooh, and I got a little tomato on this one. Let's see, what is it? What is this one? Oh, that is a vintage wine. And I actually have a tomato. That makes me really happy. There's another, that's a San Marzano. Paul Robeson. And what do we have here? Oh, the pineapple. Give these a little shake. And this is Dr. White. And this one is Black Krim. My first year trying that, and I have some little tomatoes going on here, so that makes me happy. Try to see what else did I do. Let's see what this one is. The storm kind of pushed everything down. Oh, Ananas Noir. That's that tie-dye tomato. And Supernova right here. Now this one, I'm just gonna move it to the center more. And I have little tomatoes started there. And what do we have over here? This one is, ooh, Paul Robeson. Give it a little shake. I have some tomatoes on there. And this one is that watermelon beefsteak. You can tell just by the leaves. They look like potato leaves. And I'll show you a real potato leaf, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see what I have here. Oh, another pineapple. Give it a little shake. This is a Black Krim. Supernova. Another Black Krim. I had a lot of Black Krim. And here are the potato plants. So, see that? That's a potato leaf. And then if I show you the watermelon beefsteak, you'll see it looks like a potato leaf. All right. think that's for the in-ground. Everything I trimmed up some more so that these guys will do good now. Over here's my onions. They're doing really good. Okay, so I think I'm going to be ending the video here. So right now, because a lot of people are being affected by the heat and the humidity, so the most important thing you really want to do, you know, like your tomato plants, you want to trim those down so that I trim them right now up to about 2 feet. And then after that, they should hopefully be fine, because you just don't want that soil splashing up onto the leaves. You know, to try and keep that blight as low as possible. It also now has airflow. It's going to be a hard summer, I think, so far, of growing. Either it was too wet for a long time. Like I said, my in-ground is still it's still wet, and that was from last Thursday. And then, of course, we got some rain yesterday, and I think we're going to get some more rain today, which I'm not complaining, but, you know, too much rain is too much rain. And then, of course, on top of it, the heat and humidity can stir up problems in your garden. So, you know, I wanted to bring that up, you know, try to prevent some disease. And the other is talking about the pollination. So there is that zucchini, and plants that do need it, plants that don't need it. All you have to do, whatever plant or seed you started, you know, just do Google. Okay, like the muncher cucumbers, you just Google, do my muncher cucumbers require pollination? And I got a very good answer, and it said no. So I'm happy about that. My Marketmore 76 cucumbers do require pollination. I don't know how they're going to do this year, because like I said, I haven't seen hardly any bees. I seen one bumblebee while I was in the garden in the in-ground with the tomatoes. But luckily your tomatoes are self-pollinating, and all you have to do is give them a nice little shake to get that pollen down. The pumpkins, I could look that up, but I do believe I have to pollinate those. The bell peppers do not need pollinators. They are self-pollinating. Zucchini, squash does need your help, or the bees. What else? Eggplant does not need pollinators. And I'm trying to think of anything else. And hopefully I start seeing some bees. I don't know what's going on. Are you noticing a decrease in bees this year? Because this is a huge one. Last year, I had bees everywhere. I had to be careful wherever I walked in my yard. I have clover in my yard. And usually I really had to watch where I walked so I wouldn't step on one. This year is totally different. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the heat. I don't know. Is it because of the rain, humidity? I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, besides people, you know, treating their grass, which I don't treat my grass at all. The neighbors on both sides of me do not treat. The neighbor behind me does not treat their lawn. So, I don't know. But anyhow, I guess that's it. So just this video, just talking about pollination and trying to prevent disease on tomatoes. And I guess that's it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you on the next one. All right, bye.